Hello and welcome. My name is Joe Kozfkay. I'm the State Fisheries Manager for Idaho Department of Fish and Game, and I'd like to inform anglers of several opportunities to provide public input on fisheries management programs for Idaho during 2024. We have three public input opportunities, and those include for spring and summer salmon fishing seasons, for our 2025 through 2027 Seasons and Rules booklet, as well as for our 2025 to 2030 statewide fisheries management plan. Those begin in mid-February and end in early March to early April, depending on the type. First off, I'm going to talk about our statewide fisheries management plan. Our Fisheries Bureau has very broad goals, and those are to improve recreational fisheries and conserve native species. And with the size and diversity of Idaho, to achieve those goals, we have to implement a lot of different programs and projects, and those differ by water body or by location. But generally, we work to improve habitat, provide access, stock fish, shape fish communities, and educate and engage with anglers. We also set seasons, limits, and rules. To do all of this, we have developed an operational plan, and that's what we call our statewide fisheries management plan. It's renewed at 6-year intervals, and at the end of each of these cycles, we take an opportunity to reflect what's on the current document and ask anglers what they think needs additional consideration or possibly change. This document is in two parts. The first part is an overview of statewide programs, and the second part is discusses particular drainages or water bodies and the management direction for those drainages. In each of these drainage descriptions, we talk about major fisheries, what we're doing to improve them. We talk about conservation challenges. We set priorities, and we set specific objectives for fisheries within those water bodies or drainages. Okay, and how we go about doing that, describing these, we classify management direction in drainages and water bodies. And classification can be by a focal species. And for instance, there's certain water bodies where we manage the fisheries and the fish populations there almost exclusively for wild animals with little or no hatchery stocking. In different systems, under different circumstances, we may decide or may need to manage fisheries with entirely hatchery-supported means. That means we stock a lot of fish, we look at harvest rates, we spend a lot of time focusing on release strategies and harvest rates of stock products. For another example, we also classify fisheries or water types based on the types of harvest we allow there. For instance, yield is a type of harvest strategy and where the department looks to maximize the amount of fish that can be harvested from a particular system. On the total opposite end of the spectrum, we may classify a water body to achieve trophy type individuals. In those systems, we generally focus efforts to reduce harvest rates so that fish may grow to old ages and large size. Furthermore, we establish benchmarks for a lot of fisheries on catch rate or fish sizes, and each of those is well described in the statewide fisheries management plan. It's a very expansive document. It's available on our website. If you're interested in a certain water body or species, we encourage you to go to the website, search for this document, go to the table of contents and search for anything you may be interested in. Alternatively, you can use the search function there and search for a specific word and then read about the species or water body you're interested in. Again, this comment opportunity closes April 12th. Okay, going on to the next public input type, we're looking for input on our fishing seasons and rules for the next 3 years, beginning in 2025. I think people are fairly comfortable with our seasons and limits setting process, but I'll review it here very briefly. Adjustments may sometimes be needed with fishing seasons and rules based on changes in angler preferences. We may learn something about the biology of a particular species or fish community that may require us to change regulations. Environmental conditions may shift, or angler behavior may shift. All of these things could result in some sort of seasons and limits change. Generally, the types of changes that are implemented are changing size limits, changing bag or possession limits, changing season dates, implementing or removing area closures, or changing gear or bait allowances or prohibitions. Our fishing seasons and rules booklet is set up into two categories. There's the general page. Each of these differs slightly amongst the various regions amongst the state. These are very general rules. That's why we call them that. We also have special rule waters, which are very specific and oftentimes more restrictive than the general rules. So again, if you have a species of interest or a water of interest, we encourage you to look up those regulations and provide comment. And that could be support for that regulation type, or maybe you think a change is necessary and you should offer your opinion either way on those. Okay, the department has regulation standards. We basically believe that any new regulation proposal should align with the Fisheries Management Plan and what is trying to be achieved for a particular species or water body. We expect any new regulation to produce an outcome in terms of biological, social, or economic. We provide in providing a diversity of opportunity in fairness, also in providing simple rules so that people may be able to understand them quickly. And we look to provide stable regulations where possible, unless emergency actions are needed. Okay, this is a graphic, I guess, of the process. Pretty much now and within the coming weeks, we're going to be in the formal public scoping period. And this is sort of an idea generation period where we hope to hear your ideas. Staff are developing their own ideas. We're going to talk to you about those ideas during public open houses and through recorded videos. After we sort of formalize these ideas and hear all about your ideas, we develop draft proposals in April. They go before the commission at the May 16th meeting. If the commission so chooses, those will become formal proposals. They'll be released back out to the public in late May or early June. We'll collect additional information on public input, and then we'll develop staff recommendations, take those back to the commission on July 24th, and then the commission will basically choose to adopt or amend those staff recommendations. And then by the 2025 season, those new seasons and rules structures would be in the new booklet for the 2025, 2026, and 2027 fishing seasons. Lastly, I'm briefly going to talk about spring and summer Chinook salmon seasons. Right now, staff have been working on season forecasts, and we're asking for input on daily and season limits for individual anglers, as well as allocation among river sections. Scoping for that begins February 12th and ends March 4th. The commission will consider these staff recommendations informed by public input on March 20th. So again, here are the timelines. These input opportunities will end March 3rd, March 10th, and April 12th. For information on how to for you to engage, we'll be doing social media posts. We'll have information available on our websites. We'll have in-person meetings with staff. Staff will record informational presentations via video. We'll post those on our website. They'll be hosted on the YouTube page, and we'll provide links on that page as well. We'll also have a public comment page where people can provide their input there. And again, we'll offer many reminders throughout this season. So that's all I have for you today. We look forward to hearing from you. or seeing you at one of our public open houses. And thank you, and have a good fishing season.